Well, good afternoon my YouTube friends, it's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and we've got a very dull overcast day today. In fact, we could have rain as I speak. So what we're looking at today, I'm going to show you these mesh pots, and I thought I'd just open them up just to see how the orchids are going on. And I've got 3 down here already been fertilised in a tub of water, and I've got some horticultural grit here to top some of them off. And people have said to me, oh, where do you get these pots from? And of course, if you Google Amazon mesh orchid pot, you'll see the type that I use. There's the white ones, and I've got the 2 vandaceous ones in them, and the other ones of course are exactly the same, but mine are black, and they come with the outer pot. That's the inner pot here, and then they come also with a tray. Excuse me. So you get 3 in 1. And there's the little tiny ones there that we I've got for the little phalaenopsis, and you see they're different than the ones I'm showing you here, because these are different. They've got ridges and there's little holes around those ridges. This is the one that I'm here, that I'm showing you now. And they come in varying sizes, and I think they're brilliant. So let's no more ado, let's switch the tablet off, and we'll have a look at these. Okay, now I've got the tripod set up. Actually, I'm in the grow room, and this is on the shelf which these orchids normally come in, and I thought it would be easier to set the tripod up here and lift the orchids up to show you. Okay, now I have to be careful because some of the roots are already through, and this is the BLC Pink Diamond, and you'll see the roots. Now, that looks as though it's been strangled, doesn't it? And we've got a root through there. We've got that root through there. Again, it looks as though it's been strangled. And I've got, well, there was a root there this morning. There was a root there, but it had gone mushy. So I'm going to try and just clip one of these out. But if you notice, I've already put slats in it, but orchids being as they do, you'll see the slats there, here. They don't always go where you want them to go, and believe it or not, this one's deciding it doesn't want to go that way. It's coming down this way. And have you seen then also I've got a layer here of it's lava rock, and we've got some roots there, and we've actually got that root there. Don't know if I'll show you, that root there is actually starting to branch. So what I thought I might do with these is just top them, to be careful, with some but I've trodden it all. Excuse me. I've got a drink at the side, haven't I? It's just to top them off. In fact, I'll just have a drink if you don't mind. I don't have a frog in the throat. That's better. I'm just going to top it off with some horticultural grit. And let me see. to go and get another bag of this because this is the last of the horticultural grit. And I'll just put, you see down there, a little down there. And that will just help keep the top a little bit moist. Because what I'm finding, and I'll have to be very careful, what I'm finding is I'm watering them and then the water sits in the tray, and I really don't want that because that could have rotted that other root down there. Now this is the same orchid, okay, and these are a little bit top heavy, but we've got that new growth there, can you see? And we've got roots here. These are all coming through and going up. While there's a rim there, they won't get any further, so if they hit that rim then they'll have to travel round. And so we take it from this angle here. You see there are roots, can you see? There are roots in there, and those roots, I've noticed that root there is starting to branch. So what I'm going to do today with these, after I've finished off camera, I'm just going to sit them in this bath of water just to allow them to take some nutrient up. And then what I'll do then, I won't put them back in the tray. I'll let them drip. So that's another one that needs some horticultural grit. And it doesn't really matter that I'm covering these top new emerging roots, because all they'll do is settle into the horticultural grit, and in some cases it'll help because it'll keep them more moist. So that's those two. And this one here, what I'm going to do today is just manoeuvre them round like I did with the other pots. And this one here is the Rin Catlianthe. Fushu Glory Happy Holiday. And this one's got that new growth there. And the roots are heading down, can you see there? The roots are heading down, but I'm checking this. If you go round with me. You see that's an old root there. There are roots inside and down there. But I'm not seeing any. That's a piece of stone. I've not seen any yet to indicate that it's actively growing. And this one's got a wick. Now some of them, those two haven't, the Cattleya, but this one's got a wick. And so it should be getting enough moisture through that wicking method. Now I'm going to just bring this one up now, and I'll take one down so we can manoeuvre them all along. And this one is the Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica. This is a species one, and I did have this black mark there, can you see? And this one won't get water today because can you see we've got roots that are hydrated. Don't know whether you'll see inside the pot. There's another one, you see. Oh, the rain's just started. So there are good roots inside this pot, and in actual fact the roots are right down there, and you see, right down, and in fact one's there, and you can see that one. But I was a little bit worried about this yesterday, because when I checked it again I noticed that there were one or two marks on this leaf here. Can you see under there? Can you see that one? And then there was this one in the joint there. And we've got another just in here. So what I did yesterday was get cinnamon and dab cinnamon all the way along. In actual fact, you might see some residue of the cinnamon there now. And I'll brush that out in a minute. But I don't want to take the chance that this might develop further. But you can definitely see, can't you? We've got an issue there. And again, you see, this hasn't got a top coating of this horticultural grit, just to keep these new emerging roots hydrated. I mean, that one's got a little tiny green tip. So I'm going to put some horticultural grit around here. There we go. I mean, this grit here, they say it's washed. Well, I've never, well, if that's washed, I wouldn't like to see it unwashed, because like the other inorganic media, the lacquer balls, the pumice, it all has to be, sorry about that, it all has to be washed. But there you see, and there's definitely, you don't know whether you'll see that where my finger is, but there's definitely the emergence of roots there. So that's just topped that off now. Right, so those are three that have not had, they've not been watered. Let me just see. Just bear with me a minute if you would. You have to be very organised when you've got a small space in which to show your orchids off. I mean, the room's big enough, but I like to get you as close as I can. And then you can see what I'm seeing. Now, here we go, this is another one. Now, these have just come out of water. And this is the Procatavolia Jarac Green Star. And this one's doing tremendously well. And I've got this with a wick. Now, this one is, when it first came to me, it was wedged in a smaller pot, just growing on charcoal. And it was so tightly packed that I've never attempted to remove that charcoal. And you'll see there the emergence of the new roots for this season. And we've got them round there as well. And already I can't move that little piece of stone there because it's already attached to that root. And there you see we've got a new growth also. And if you'll notice, I've got this with horticultural grit on the top. Now I've just, like I've said, I've just had this in the water bath, and we've got roots emerging there. Can you see? That one there's extending, and be careful as we go around, we've got another root there. just trying to peep through. So what I want to do with these now is, once I've put them back in this pot that they've each come out of, and it clips clips together, I'm not going to then remove this inner pot, because new roots are emerging now, and I don't want to be breaking any. So we'll take that one round there, and we'll bring that one back here now. And I'll have a look at this one. And this is another nice one. And this is Sergio Aria Yukusuku Story. Okay. And this one hasn't got a top dressing. Now, I think I've shown you this one before, where we've got that new growth emerging there. You see? And this one has got roots which are trying, if I push down here, let's see, oops, where are they? Here, see, and you see the new roots there, see, they will, if I pushed and put some horticultural grit on the top, which I will in a minute, that'll pull these down, and then these roots will come outside this mesh pot. And we've got roots heading down through there. I don't know what it is about these mesh pots, but I mean, they're enclosed in the outer part, but the orchids just seem to love them. So I'm going to put some horticultural grit on there now. I mean, some of these pieces of grit, I like pieces of gravel. So let's see, I'm going to just put some down there on top of those roots, to see whether or not it'll just encourage them to go down. And then see, can you see? So that'll be fine. That's a nice little dressing there. What I try and not do, sorry about that, what I try and not do is cover the cane too much. Sometimes you have to go in after and just move the gravel from where it lands on the canes. I don't like the canes covered too much. And I think I'll just put a little bit more in here now, not much, just a little bit there. So that one's fine. Now, the last one I'm going to show you now is this one, and I've not taken it out of its outer part. I don't know whether it'll be easy enough. Sometimes they look over here. So, see, I've got to unclick them. I heard the click then, didn't you? So I've managed to unclick it. Right. And this one is Dendrobium Gatton Sunray. And let's have a look. I mean, there are roots, but I can't see any. I don't think you'll see that, and I might be mistaken that inside there it could be. I think it is the emergence of a new root where my finger is, but you're not going to see that. And because sometimes the gravel drops down and what you think might be a root, in actual fact there are roots, you see. Down there are roots, and there's roots there. So this one's been watered now, and it goes in here. Now let me just get a little tray and see whether I'll show you how it just clicks together. There. I don't know if you saw that. I do apologise. But you put them in and twist them, and there's a locking device underneath. And you'll see I've got some residue of water in there. So what I'm going to have to do shortly with all these, those that have been watered now, I shall have to go round and wipe all these trays. And what I do then, I just check the leaves and everything, make sure everything's fine. And if I get up now and see how much time we've got left, bear with me a minute. Bring the tripod together. I wanted to just show you this one. While I'm sat here. Thank you for being patient. Right, now this one is the Dendrobium chrysotoxum. Now if you remember this one, it had got these dehydrated leaves, and I've got one in a black pot like this. It's on the shelf through there, I don't know whether you'll see that one there. And this one I decided to put in this piece of wood here, and I kept all the roots. Now this is ready to be watered. I kept all those roots, I didn't cut any. And down there, can you see the emergence of roots? And I mean that's a lot. I've got two live roots there, that one and that one. And if we push underneath, can you see all the roots? And if we go that way as well, we've got roots. And if we manoeuvre in there, can you see the roots there? And we've also got another root going that way. And this gets watered like the others do. It gets a good soaking, and I usually allow this one to sit this way. Oh dear, can you hear that rain? I usually allow this one to sit this way and take up all that nice water and fertiliser. So I'll get up again now and look at the weather. I've had to actually have the humidifier on this morning. I think it's still on now. That's why we're steaming up. It's 64% humidity and it's 19.1 C. That's the Sidera japonica. Let's lift it down. And you see that? So that won't be too long before that starts to open. And got the lovely active roots. It's not wanting to focus for some reason. There we go, some nice active roots there. And I'll hang that back up in a minute. So all in all, I think everything's fine. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything that's jumping out while I've got a few seconds left, but I don't think there is. So I'm going to just get up now, and then you'll see what a tight space I've been filming in. And there's the shelf under the window. That's the Cattleya Pamela Hetherington. Now I watered that yesterday, so that's not getting watered today. that big one was watered and fed yesterday, so that's not getting watered and fed today. That's the big Laelia purpurata, that's had water. And let me just turn this humidifier off because now it's raining. I don't want the humidity rising more than it has to. And oh, listen, the wind and the rain, those two buds are still to emerge yet. And, let's just take you over here, make sure I don't break my neck. And there we go, that's that little Phalaenopsis, that's branching there. So that one. So there are buds to come. I'm very excited. And like I say, these were all watered yesterday. And let's have a look. There's a little bit in the bottom of the tray, can you just see? So I will have to keep my eye on that as well. Clear everything out. And what I did off camera yesterday, all the frags here got flushed through, and then they got another watering, but that had got CalMag in it, just to help the roots settle down. And everyone, there we go. I usually have this other big light on, and I'll show you that here. But that big full spectrum right there, and that, I'll bring you back, that lights up all this back wall, and even the mounted ones here. That's the Dendrobium a day, that's got that new growth there, new cane, and it's also got that new cane and that new cane. And this is the big Gracillicauli with that cane, and that's extending. So all in all, that's the ones that just hang here. These are some of the ones on this wall here, which you don't get to see very often because I don't normally have the tripod. And take it all the way up there. That one there has got a new little growth. That one didn't like, that's a Dendrobium. That didn't like being disturbed. Some of them don't. But otherwise, everything's just ticking over. That a Jessie, that doesn't like it. But I've got a new growth on the Bulbophyllum lobii. So we win one and we maybe lose one. So thank you for joining me again today. It's another rather long video, but I just wanted to bring you around before I close these pots up. And if I step back now, you'll see where I've been videoing. There's the chair, there's my little table, and that was the water bath. And I'll take you from this view now. So take care. Bye bye now.